between Dignity Health and Catholic Health Initiatives, forming Common Spirit Health. Throughout his career leading both organizations, he placed an emphasis on building healthy, strong communities and providing exceptional service to those who are most vulnerable. A dedicated champion of health equity, he has served on numerous federal and state advisory panels, supported various charity organizations, and led national discussions around the social determinants of health, racial injustice, and advancing health equity. He serves as the chair of the California Future Health Workforce Commission. In addition, Governor Gavin Newsom of California appointed Mr. Lloyd Dean to the state's task force on business and jobs recoveries, whose charge is to help the state recover from the COVID-19 crisis. And most notably, Mr. Dean's laser focus on diversifying the healthcare workforce helped us to launch the More in Common Alliance, a partnership between Morehouse School of Medicine and Common Spirit Health aimed at addressing the underlying causes of health inequity. This $115 million or more historic partnership will train the next generation of culturally competent providers and transform care delivery across the country. Over the next 10 years, the More in Common Alliance will establish regional medical sites in underserved areas and create graduate medical education programs in the markets with Common Spirit Health facilities. This will increase the undergraduate medical education enrollment at Morehouse School of Medicine to 225 students and triple the number of residency training slots. To demonstrate the commitment and vision of Morehouse School of Medicine under the guidance of Mr. Dean, this investment is already underway. Because of his steadfast commitment to racial justice, advancing social equity, and providing quality and equitable health care to all Americans, we ask him to serve as this year's 38th commencement speaker. Mr. Dean.
Let me just begin by saying it is an honor and a pleasure to be here with all of you. I want to thank President Montgomery Rice, Board Chair Collins, Vice Chair Susan Grant, trustees, faculty, guests, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022 from the Morehouse School of Medicine. I have to tell you, while the procession was coming in, some of you may have seen that I was smiling. I'll tell you a quick story about why I was smiling when you were walking in. The last commencement exercise that I attended was in 2018, right before the COVID pandemic hit us. And this was held in Los Angeles, and it was on a really, really hot day. But that class of 2018 decided that they were going to have a class party the night before on the Santa Monica beach. Suffice to say, that party ended up making national news. But that's not the story. The story is that they did recover from that, and then the procession, and that's why I was watching you. There were a few people that weren't walking so solidly, but they did make it to their seat. But there was one gentleman, and all of the parents and friends and guests will know this. Many of you got here really early to make sure that you could see your son or your daughter. And they had a special section over here for the parents. And a friend of mine's son was part of the class, and they got almost in the front row. Well, because of the son, it took a while to get through 250 graduates, naming them individually. but their son's name got called. He got up, he made it to the first step, and his sister said, "Go, John, go, John." He turned around, looked at his sister sitting with his parents, and fell out completely. Completely. But that's only part of the story, because I'm sitting with his parents. His parents looked like and behaved like, oh, wouldn't that be terrible if that was my son? It was their son. They just let somebody take them out and eventually brought him back in. So as all of you were coming in, I watched you very carefully. And to the parents and friends, you can be very proud. They walked with pride and they made it in comfortably. Let me just say how proud and honored I am to be here with each and every one of you today. I can think of no greater honor than to be here on this sacred ground with you on this day and at this time in the history of our country. I want to thank you for opening the door and welcoming me to be a part of your journey today and allowing me to share some words. Now, I know it's hot. I've seen one lady, she's been fanning since we started. So I'm going to be very, very judicious with my words, but I would like to share the following with you. With all of the hard work that each and every one of you have done to earn this place, to be here at this graduation on this day,